here. Come here. You need some peanut butter? Good girl. Right along. As you can see, I was making cookies today, and I did a little bit of classwork on it because the end of my course is coming up, so I'm really studying right now. I'm like starting to study more for the national exam I have to take to get my certification. So I'm like going through the rest of that. I only have one chapter left, so I only have like one class left, and then we are doing a practice test in January. They haven't given us the exact date for that one yet, but we know it's in January. And kind of in the middle of all the making cookies, I attempted to read more of Wreck the Halls. I'm enjoying it. I've heard a lot of mixed things so far, and I'm enjoying it. It's just I'm not in a romance mood right now. And I think part of it is because the last horror thriller book I read was Jar of Hearts, and it was kind of mediocre, and like I want a good mystery, and it's gonna stick in my head until I get like a good mystery in. So I picked up Murder at the Piccadilly Playhouse on my iPad here on Libby. I'm not very far. I'm only about a chapter in, but that's probably what I'm going to read for the rest of the night here because I can't get into the romance right now. Like I need to read a murder book. Is essentially what my brain has decided. It's decided, yeah, you know what? Jar of Hearts was there, but like not very well. Like I give it 3, but like it wasn't very gripping, and like I kind of figured out the twist as soon as the character was introduced. Like I'm not that enthused with this. So I'm gonna try to read more of this tomorrow because I really want to crack out a good chunk of Murder at the Piccadilly Playhouse tonight, or Piccadilly, whatever you want to say. Um, and it's not a very long book. It's only like 248 pages, so and I don't work tomorrow, so I'm gonna stay up and read to my heart's content until I fall asleep, basically, on the couch. And then I'll wake up an hour after I fall asleep on the couch, and then I'll just go to my bed and fall asleep, which is like my normal weekend routine. So we'll pick up this one again tomorrow, and hopefully then I'm more in a wintry romance mood because I have another one to read It's been on my shelf for way too long, so I need to read it this year so I can just get it off my TBR, you know? So that is the plan here for tonight. I have two friends tonight with me. Shelby has ventured up here. Shelby! Shelby! Hi! Hi, ma'am. Shelby doesn't come to sit up here very often, but sometimes she likes to cuddle. This is cuddling to her. She doesn't get much closer. She doesn't want to, like, lay on me. She doesn't want to cuddle too much. I'll keep you in the shot, Shelby. How about that? You're gonna go back to bed? That's fine. That's fine. So, we'll talk about what I did on Monday. I did finish The Long Walk by Stephen King, and I gave that one 4 stars. Yes, 4 stars. You know, it was an enjoyable horror read. I haven't read a horror book in, I feel like, a long time, but it probably really isn't that long of a time if I look. I just feel like I haven't read one. I mean, realistically, the last one was probably a King book. Let's admit it. So it was probably in October. Yeah, that was a thriller. Yeah, you know what? I'm scrolling back through November here. I did not read any horrors, so it was probably was the last one I read. Yep, it was. Because I didn't read the November pick yet of 11/22/63 for the Stephen King read along group that I'm in. But you know, that's fine. It's not available yet on audio, and I don't want to pick up that chunky book by myself. So I haven't gotten to it yet. And then I moved on. I was reading Murder at the Piccadilly Playhouse. I'm enjoying it. I'm currently at 50%. I got to like 35% yesterday, and I'm now at 50%. It's going well. It's a cozy historical mystery. Our main character is Cleopatra Fox. She goes by Cleo, and she is roughly the age of 23. And she is living at her uncle's hotel because her parents passed away when she was young and her grandparents passed away rather recently. So she moved in with her uncle as 1900, the year. It is unacceptable for a woman to be living by herself, you know? So she moved in with her uncle and he gives her like an allowance, but she's not into all those like fussy dusty London high society things she's expected to do, like having luncheons and dinners and with people trying to find herself a husband. She's not interested in that. She's interested in solving crime. So in the first book, she solved a murder that happened in her uncle's hotel. Almost got killed in the process, you know, as you do. And in the second one, she is investigating the murder of an actress at the Playhouse nearby, and one of the guests is the man this actress was seeing. She was his mistress, so she is investigating this lord's mistress's death because he does not believe she committed suicide. It doesn't sound like that to me personally. Like, why would she throw herself off the stairs? That's a weird way to go, but you know, sounds like she was probably pushed off the flight of stairs, you know? You feel me? So we are investigating. We have a few suspects going on. One is her previous, I think top two contenders is her previous lover, which is a different lord, Lord Wexham, and the other one lady, is the lady of her lover. I think that's a contender because there's a potential sighting of her a few days prior to the actress's death. But I am enjoying this one so far. It's going well. Like I said, we're at 50%, so we're in the middle of the investigation right now. And she's confronting the Lord and Lady Wexham about if they had any involvement with the actress's death. It's particularly Lord Wexham because it turns out this actress had shown up at their house a few weeks prior to her death, and which is a little weird that she showed up there considering they weren't together for the past 2 years. So that's where we are on that one. And then I did pick up Wreck the Halls yesterday, and I got a good chunk. I got like 65% in. I was pretty decently in, probably about that much. Maybe a little bit more than that. feel like it was roughly somewhere in there. But I did end up finishing it today. I had a very hard time trying not to die laughing on camera during sprints on Monday. Like, I'm sure if you like were watching or if watched the playback, I was literally sitting there doing this because I was like trying not to like laugh too obviously on camera. Because I tend to leave my camera off. I'm just like sitting here reading. But I was having such an enjoyable time with it, and I was like, I can't die laughing. They'll notice. I can't do that. But I was having so much fun. I know there's like a lot of controversy, like mixed, not controversy, like mixed feelings about this book. But again, I was thoroughly enjoying myself, and I'm giving it 4 stars. I would also like if we got a prequel to the band Steelbirds, like when they were leading up to their breakup, I would honestly read a prequel or a short novella about it, because I was enjoying it. And I think they're really cute. My only real criticism is, and I know this is like kind of marketed as a Christmas book, and the only thing with the Christmas about it is that the reunion show is happening on New Year's Eve, or not New Year's, Christmas Eve. But I would criticize the third act breakup yo-yo that they were on. They're together, they're not together. They're together, but then they're not together like a few hours later. And there was too much back and forth with they're together, they're not together, they're together, they're not together. And honestly, there was a part in this book where I was like, this is gonna be knocked down a whole star for this, all of this yo-yo stuff. But that video montage, like, I'm a sucker for that, and that was really cute. And we were just reading about it, it was like super cute. And I did like that, and again, like, there also could have been a little bit more at the end. I don't like how abruptly it ends. Like, when did he get this ring? I feel like it's not a spoiler to say they end up together. That's how all romance books end, right? When did he have time to get a ring? Like, boy, when did you just get a diamond ring to propose? Like, you guys were on and off again all the time. Also, you guys haven't really been together that long to be like proposing marriage, but whatever. It's just a book. It's just a book. I can't get too wrapped up in it. Right, as everyone can tell, I'm very clearly ahead of the game and not filming this on Sunday Night Reports uploaded. Is it already late? Yeah, maybe a little smidge, it's maybe a smidge late. Wednesday I didn't read anything. I didn't get home from work until 7, and I didn't feel like doing anything after that. I was just like, I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing. And so I sat here and did nothing. Isn't that right, Miss Shelby? Shelby is off camera over here, but she has been very sweet the past few days. Which means she's probably gonna bite me in about 2 hours when I'm sleeping. It's usually what's gonna happen. She's gonna bite me when I'm sleeping or something. But then on Thursday, I was the only one at work because it was just a machines day, so I was the only one. And there's only 7, so I can do 7 of them pretty quick. And I sat there and I was like, and so I listened to 106 pages of the Christmas Murder Game. It's going very well. It's giving me Evelyn Hardcastle vibes, but like not as dense. Because Evelyn Hardcastle is very dense. Like, you have to really pay attention while you're reading. You can't just like zone out for a little bit and then be like, oh, I totally know what's happening now. No, you can't do that in Evelyn Hardcastle. You can't necessarily do that in this book either, but like it's not as bad. You know what I'm saying? And then on Friday, I read like 32 pages of Murder at the Piccadilly Playhouse and did laundry, and that's about it. And I was like, yeah, I'm kind of done. And yeah, I didn't really do anything else. Yesterday I listened to more of the Christmas Murder Game and was going to make a very valid attempt at finishing Murder at the Piccadilly Playhouse because I had 5 chapters left. That did not happen. I even said I'm not going to move from this chair until I finish it, and then literally 10 minutes later I was like, my brother was annoying me because I was watching him, and I was like, if you don't be quiet, and I was like, what's going to be, I can be quiet and behave, because he was whining and whining and whining. Let's go to the library. And then we drove past my grandma's house on the way there because I had to get the cookie recipe for the sugar cookies, because my mom doesn't know what she did with it when she moved. So I was like, fine, I'll just go ask grandma for it again, whatever. And we drove past on our way to the library, and my grandma outside raking her yard by herself, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna stop. and then we end up raking grandma's yard and burning the leaves for her. Because we live in the country and you can just burn whatever you want out in the country. Just start a fire. Then no one cares. It's not windy, no one cares. So we did that and then we went to the library. And then we went to Walmart to get the stuff for the cookies that I knew we didn't have at mom's house. And then we came home and he was like chill and quiet. And he helped me with a video that will be coming out in January. So that's going to be started in the works. I got to, get the ball rolling on that one so that it actually comes out in January and not March. Because we all know how well I'm good at doing stuff at that like that. Clearly because this video is late already. And then we went to the zoo. So I have some beautiful clips from us at the zoo that I'll put in here.
Very fast. Go take that. What?
And yeah, after we got back from the zoo, it was like 11 p.m. And I live an hour from my mom, so I made up the cookie dough real quick, and then I came home. But we also almost died on our way home from the zoo because the semi didn't stop at a stop sign. So, we're fine. We're fine. This is why I feel like all semis should be pulled over all the time because they need to have their logs checked. Because he very clearly was like half asleep because he like started slowing down for the stop sign but didn't really stop. And then he almost whacked right into my mom's car. So, per usual, when I'm stressed, I will just end up stress baking. And I made a bunch of sugar cookies on Sunday. So, that's all I have for this week.